And we're live. Oh, wait, 1 sec. Um, yep. All right, try now. All right, there you
Hello!
go.
Take two. Welcome to Dungeons and Dad Jokes. If this is your first time joining us, please hit the subscribe button so you can join our live chat and enjoy the episode. Right? So what happened last week? Let me pull up my town crier, which probably isn't written very grammatically correct. Last week, finishing off the aggressive Sathash, the group welcomed Seeker's return. Seeker shares with the group of what happened while he was away. He saw some kingdoms rise and fall, a grand city in the trees, and followers of Velsharoon. His appearance also showed much time had passed. His hair and beard were longer, and his eyes showed more wisdom. Though it felt like several years to himself, he found out that it had only been a day since he had been taken away. Forsyth and Evangeline confer and determine that the city Seeker had seen was most likely in the Ba Adenu forest. Decision was made to stay on their current path to the foundation stones and complete this mission, as the road card had not yet returned to normal. They returned to Farbron and informed them of the removal of the Sathash, where the town now rejoiced and many partied throughout the evening. Fix smelted the metals he had obtained from Shaji into a single block to be worked later, and Evangeline attempted her first enchantment of one of her tiny constructs. First thing in the morning, the group set out to the ferry that crosses the southernmost river, dividing the Steadfast from the Beyond. While on the river, they quickly dispatched some troublesome, undersized Eric frogs and made it safely across. After traveling for a few more hours, they made camp. Fix felt the attempted scrying again and shrugged it off. Kadeth cast Detect Magic and found an orb floating above himself, which Evangeline also saw through her See Invisibility spell. Kadeth attempted to dispel the orb unsuccessfully, but it faded shortly afterwards anyway. With this, the group felt uneasy to stay and moved the location of their camp to settle for the night. And this is where we're going to pick up. It is evening. I need watches.
I got first.
I know a good jeweler.
My watch is mine. You can't have it. Fix would take last watch.
All right.
I can take the last one.
I was just say it doesn't matter to me.
I'll take second watch.
I'll do a watch with anybody who doesn't mind to have somebody along with them that doesn't have any perception.
Well, that is up to you guys. You can go with Seeker on first watch, or you can go with Forsyth on second watch, or you can triple up on third watch if you really want to.
I'll go with Seeker on first watch this time.
That works.
All right. Alrighty. I need for your watches, Seeker and Evangeline, you are up. I will need a perception check. And you can each roll one, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I have +6.
I will give you advantage.
Thank you.
What's the territory we're in?
That is a 23.
All right. With a 23, you're looking around. There's some hills and some scattered trees and things like that. You know you're headed toward a more open, deserted, very open plain, maybe even go into a desert. It'll be a cold desert though. So there's not a whole lot of forest that's hiding any activity per se. You look around, it's pretty quiet. You hear some typical things that you would expect in the plains, you know, crickets, things like that. So nothing to alert you to anything.
Okay. So it sounds like a normal night.
Hmm.
Then I will not be alarmed.
All right.
While we're taking watch, I'll clean some of my constructs, or my little tiny constructs. I'll work on restoring some more.
Okay.
And I'll help you. I can help with that if you need me to. While we're
We will,
doing
we will restore together.
Yeah. At least you gave it damage, right?
Yeah. I forget what I keep making you roll for that.
My Numenera.
Okay.
Oh boy, I don't know. How about a 26?
Okay. It's looking pretty good. And Seeker helps you restore that, and you get it to where you're pretty sure it's going to work right nicely. That one does very well.
And that was Luke's rejoicing. Yeah.
All right. After your watch, you wake up Forsyth. Forsyth,
What?
you are
Wake
on
up,
watch
Okay.
Forsyth.
by yourself.
Question.
Yes.
What is the terrain?
There is some hill here and some scattered trees. It's not.
Scattered trees.
You're going into like plains. You've left the forest behind. You've got very scattered trees.
Okay, so are we near trees?
You are probably near a tree, yes, because a tree does provide
Okay.
for cover from things flying overhead.
Right, but it also provides a better viewing port
That's true.
for a person or an animal to watch
Mhm.
from.
Yes, it does.
I'm trying to decide which of these multitude of aminals would be best to use simply because of their perception. No, that's not the right one. Okay, I am going to actually take the shape of a panther and sit in the tree.
Okay. Roll me the perception for your panther.
And he's going to use his smell to find
All
things,
right.
because then he gets
All right.
advantage on.
He gets advantage on that. Yep.
Yeah. And he needed it to get a 14.
All right. Your
Never had one of
panther
those
is.
days.
You are sitting there in panther form, well, laying across probably one of the lower branches. Maybe
High as the weight
halfway
will
up.
hold.
Yeah. About midway up. And you're looking around. You don't see a whole lot. You do see a small herd of creatures, probably something akin to buffalo,
I've
off
heard
in the
buffaloes.
distance. Yeah. And you see them kind of grazing and just kind of milling, but you don't perceive any threat.
All right. Then I
So.
will enjoy the time up there.
All right. At the end of your watch, one of you will get a paw. Cadet fix. You get a paw.
And it'd be Kadeth.
Okay. And I'll wake Fix up.
Fix would probably already be awake. Like the vibe, like he'd say he'd be up by a certain time and he'd like just wake up. like 30 seconds before.
All right.
Well, I'll just give you advantage on stuff.
Oh, what are you at?
+1.
Okay. Yep, I will keep an eye out and see make sure that nothing sneaks up on us. Neat. Thank you for that advantage. I got a 22 instead of a 6.
All right.
Nice.
All right. With your 22, you hear toward the end of your shift, you do hear a large mass of animals. You hear the hooves and the shuffling and the grasses and things like that. It doesn't seem to be like stampeding towards you or anything like that. It just seems like that they have kind of moved that direction. But you don't perceive any threats.
Hey, Kadath,
Yeah.
you think one would let me ride it?
What kind of animal is it?
It looks like a buffalo. I mean, we can just call them buffaloes.
I don't know that that's a good idea.
Don't roller skate in a buffalo herd.
It would be fun though.
It could be. Or it could be a nightmare.
Either way, it's a dream.
Well, you should be awake now, so stop dreaming.
I can't promise anything. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, so if I fall asleep, call my wife.
Will do. I have her number now. Be like, could you go wake up, Joe? We need him to roll some dice.
I don't know. Buffalo ride could do him good.
Fine. Then he just goes back to keeping an eye out around, but also studying his plans, making sure that he hasn't miscalculated anything. He's not going to break out the forge and start pounding the metal out.
All
He
right.
does a little better than that.
All right. Morning breaks. You wake up and you begin your day. Eat some breakfast, break camp, continue to head southward. Fix, I need another wisdom saving throw.
What's my wisdom? Oh Lord. We get a new inspiration at the start of our session, right? Just in
Yep.
case.
Yeah.
18.
18. All right. You feel that same thing. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. And you're able to shrug it off again. For having not great wisdom, you seem to be hitting this DC.
Well, last week I had to use my inspiration, so Kadath,
Mm-hmm.
would you please inform your sword to inform whoever it is that keeps trying to scry on me that I don't like it at all.
I'm not sure it works that way, but I'll see what I can do.
Can you
So I
please
said to
roll?
my sword,
And I knew it was my sword because I was holding it.
And I'll pull out the sword, but I'm internally laughing about this because I don't think I can do this. But I'll just think to the sword, basically Fix isn't too keen on being spied on by unknown people, so if I can either find out who this is or get a message to them that we don't like it, that would be great.
Your sword laughs at you.
Hey, the sword said it was all kosher, so the sword knows something.
So why are you worried about it?
Because I don't know who it is.
I don't think he said this is Rob, not Seeker. I don't think he said he was worried about it. I think he said he doesn't like it. There's a very big difference.
Well, okay.
So did your sword say anything to you?
I don't know, did it?
Nope.
Hmm.
You get no response.
Sorry, I got nothing from it. I kind of figured I wouldn't really get anything from that.
Well, thank you for trying.
Maybe we'll figure it out another way one of these days.
Maybe indeed. As you travel further south, it is getting cooler. The temperature is dropping. It is not uncomfortably so, but the temperature is dropping. Just so you know.
I'd say that's cool, but sounds like it is cool.
It is cool, that's for sure.
I'm resistant to cold damage, so I'm assuming it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no. Until it gets super cold, you're probably not gonna really feel it. It's probably starting to finally feel comfortable to you.
Ah, finally, not hot.
Unhot.
Unhot. So you
All right.
travel further south. Oh, continue.
No, go ahead.
Okay. You have pretty much a full day's travel. You do see the buffalo in the distance. You kind of make a little bit of a go around. You don't necessarily want to get into the middle of that, especially if they spook.
Did we get a long
And-
rest then?
You got a long rest in.
So this would be a good place for a home where the buffalo roam.
Yes. Where the
But do the
buffalo
deer
roam.
and antelope play?
It's a little
No, because
chilly
there's
for
too much
deer and
buffalo
antelope.
crap.
Seldom is heard.
Too often we hear disparaging words for there to be deers and antelope playing.
Yeah, true.
Seldom has heard a buffalo turd or something like that.
So you make your way further south, and you travel for nearly the full day. If there's anything you wish to discuss while you travel, you are going to find another place to camp. Roll me, because I believe this is Seeker that does this. Survival.
Don't mind if I did.
Survival.
19.
Survival.
19.
19. All right, you're pretty sure that you're going pretty much straight south. You know the foundation stones are headed that way. Or that's the way you need to go for them, based on your maps and things of such. And with that, you do find a fairly decent outcropping of some hills. You're gonna see that the hills are starting to level out a little bit more. You're
Are they
getting ready
alive?
to hit plains
Sound of music.
with the sound of music. They're not quite that big of a hill.
No, they're alive with Chris Wolf.
Ah,
So, you do find a place to camp again for the evening. As you are setting up camp, and the fire is, I
Delightful.
don't know, delightful, yes. You pull out your chestnuts, and, sorry, I went off the rail.
I roast them with fire.
So, I didn't ask. I just said you lit a fire.
You said chestnut. I roast them
did.
on an open fire.
Yes.
yeah.
So, if you want to light a fire to roast your chestnuts.
I do.
All right.
Wait for us to go to sleep before you start playing with your nuts there, Rob.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Anyway,
So,
I know.
Kitty is talking to you.
Kitty is not happy because she has funky hair that I'm cutting.
uh-oh. So, as you set up camp, you guys will notice a figure approaching.
Okay.
That seems odd considering we're in the middle of nowhere.
I'm always in the middle of nowhere.
Does their gait look familiar? If we
Their
can't
gait
see their
does-
features.
Does look familiar.
Do we all notice this?
Seems to be a fairly young woman, late teens maybe.
Do we all notice this?
Yes, you
Forsyth?
will all notice it because she is not being stealthy.
Forsyth,
You're
is that your
excited.
girlfriend?
I don't think so, but we'll have to wait to find out, won't we?
Her movement's familiar, but I guess we can wait till she gets here.
You there. State your business.
She will continue to walk forward because she doesn't want to yell. As she walks forward, she'll pull down her hood. She'll say, "I am here to return an item if he wishes to have it.
Who is it?
It is Kosha."
Oh, well, it is my girlfriend.
Does she know though?
Does she know that she's your girlfriend?
She's
Probably
my
not.
friend. She's a girl.
She's a girl. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
She's her girlfriend.
Female friend.
Yeah, she's a girl. She's my friend.
She will walk on up into camp unless you tell her otherwise.
How did you know we were here?
Kadath. Detect magic. Fix
Yep,
whispers to
Will
him.
do. Yep, I'll get detect magic going.
I asked the
Okay.
question.
Yep. As she responds, she's glowing in all of the areas you expect her to. Except she does have an additional glow on her hands. She will walk up. She will say, "I knew where you were located because of a Mistress Tatra. She scryed upon."
Told you it was
Kadath.
no problem fix.
No, it's a problem. It may not be a danger, but it's a problem.
To
So-
scry on a member of the order.
No, she didn't just scry on a member of the order. I'm
Well,
not a member of her order.
Unless
Nor am I.
the sword was only answering about the scrying on me and doesn't know anything about the scrying on you.
What is the likelihood that somebody would scry on me and you at the exact same time?
Well,
Considering the company you kept.
considering our collection of friends, enemies, and frenemies,
Right, absolutely. It is completely
I'd say
possible
it's
that
possible,
somebody
and
Have you
could
guys
scry on
considered-
us.
even potentially
separately.
Leslie.
Considered that being that she's my friend, she might be scrying on me.
Well,
No, she
that's
was-
not how it's playing
well,
out.
they were scrying on me, though.
Him, not you.
Tatra was scrying on me.
So who was trying to fix?
The likelihood of it being somebody else at the exact same time is minimal. Now, the likelihood that somebody, one of our enemies, scried on me throughout the day, absolutely possible. The coincidence of it happening exactly at the same time, that's a little bit sus, as the kids might say.
In about 10,000 years.
Also suspect.
Yes. Yes.
Well, let's see if it happens
Jody
again.
had to explain that to me when my granddaughter told me I was sus.
Let's
Nice.
see if it happens again, and then we can
Hey,
go from
kid,
there.
grand.
Well, Coach will say, I know nothing about scrying upon you, Fix. Tatra scryed upon Kadeth. And did so without any prior approval or any other such knowledge because a task was set to me, which, with the aid of the order, I was able to complete. Well, I have half completed it. I am here to finish it.
What task was that?
She
No,
will.
kill us.
She will reach into. Yeah,
Just you.
she's gonna murder you all. Yeah, no,
Find
that's
you
not gonna
and
work.
then kill you all.
She will
Just
reach.
you, not
No, she is not gonna kill Kuda. She will reach into a pouch and she will pull out a very familiar vial.
that's vile.
Interesting.
I checked
Fix
my
it.
vial.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Fix, I thought you still had the vial. Or is this a new vial?
You reach into your bag, Fix, and the vial does not come forth. She will open up her hand and she will hold it out to you, Fix.
He'll reach out and take it.
Interesting. When was the last time you remember
At a time
or
that
you
Joe doesn't
are
remember.
absolutely sure that the vial was in your possession?
At a time that Joe doesn't remember.
To be fair, it's probably been since thrice. Like, put it in there and just left it.
Twice.
So I'm
Nice.
curious. If you're a thief and somebody has something in the bag of holding, and you know what they have in the bag of holding, could you reach and get what's in the bag of holding because you know what to call for?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
That is
makes
how
sense.
bag of holdings work.
Because
Okay.
bag of holdings are not attuned, so it's not waiting for a specific person
Okay.
to
Just
pull it
making
out.
sure.
You just have to know what's in there.
So it's
You know
very
what's in
possible
your
that
bag
she
of holding.
pickpocketed
Now-
your ass.
Now, how specific do you have to be? Like, if you put the vial inside of a normal leather pouch inside of the bag of holding, do you have to ask for the vial of blood inside the leather pouch? Or do you just ask for the vial of blood?
You know, that's a very good question. You might have to ask for the pouch. I will have
Yeah.
to look that one up.
I think you would have to be wanting the item the container that's holding the item.
I'm 100% sure that is a DM-driven issue.
Probably.
Yep.
Mhm.
I would have
So
to think
whatever
on
the
that.
DM says is what goes.
But either
What do you
way,
say,
she had the vial.
Yeah.
Somehow. So
Frost is staring daggers at her at this point.
Who is?
so Kosha.
Or not Frost, Fix.
No,
Sorry.
I don't know who Frost is.
It was Frost.
A character I
That's
play
the
in a different
daggers.
game. Yeah, no.
They're
It's a-
frosty
What is
daggers.
third?
It's a character I play in a
23rd of
different
May.
game.
The
Don't be
23rd of
frosty.
May.
Yep.
So Kosha, what is
Yes.
different with this particular vial? Has anything been altered?
No. I don't have any power to alter what's in this vial.
Well, I assumed not by you, but has Lady Tatra done anything with it?
Lady Tatra has not seen it.
Then what did you do?
So how
with it?
long ago did you lift it from Fix's watchful eyes?
Last night.
For what reason?
Merely as the challenge.
Interesting. And were you told to
Explain
do this
yourself.
by Lady Tatra?
Yes.
And what did you
So,
do when you
lady-
took it?
I did nothing with it. I pocketed it and continued to follow your trail.
So how did you manage to keep up with us? We've used multiple teleportation sites.
Well, that's just it. Shall I explain?
Well, he did ask you a question.
Tatra scried upon you, Kadeth, and saw your location.
Right.
Tatra then teleported me to your location, which you had promptly already moved.
Yes.
Made my job a little easier. At least I didn't pop up right there in the middle of your vision. And then I found your encampment. I did not have to keep up with you on your trick from Thrice.
I see.
I only merely had to keep up with you for this day's travel.
And what exactly did Tatra instruct you to do?
She instructed me to lift an item of which I knew from one of you. Having known you for the short amount of time that I have, other than you, Forsyth, although you've been traveling for some time, I'm not sure what items you still keep upon your person.
Didn't
To
have
lift
many
that
items
item.
to keep.
And then to return that item
So
under
you
the witness of you, Kadeth.
So you weren't given any specific item or specific person, just some item you knew we had to take it and return it the next day?
Yes.
It's a message so that she can prove that she can get from wherever she
So
wants.
I think I understand. I think this was more a test of loyalty and skill than anything else. And Fix, I think it was nothing personal with you.
Have you considered that she's using this as merely a ploy to make you understand that she can get to you whenever she wants to?
Well, I can easily verify the information from Tatra. Very easily.
No time like the present.
Yep, I agree. And I'll pull out my sending stone and just send the simple message. Did Tatra send Kosha to take an item and return it?
Erwin will respond. He will say, yes, so the task has been completed.
And I'll put away the stone because that's all I needed to know. And it's not usable again until the next day anyways.
It's true.
So, Kadeth,
There you have it. So yes, she was. This
Kadeth?
is true.
how
Yes.
about I stab you in the thigh with a dagger and then tell you it's not personal?
I pay money to see that.
You might not like the results.
But it
that
wasn't
might be a little-
personal. It wasn't personal. So it's okay.
Might be a little overkill.
Stabbing's a little different from taking something.
To you, maybe.
He does
You
have
can-
a point to that.
I mean,
So it's a dagger in its leg.
That's actually very funny.
I think the point is that at this point we can trust Kosha. And perhaps she was sent to us for more than just
No.
proving
Your
her
order,
loyalty.
your order can trust Kosha.
I trust Kosha.
At this point, I trust Kosha because I have no reason not to.
I think you're all being incredibly foolish.
Is this something that your order does frequently?
Tests
Have
are done frequently.
Tests, that's what I'm talking about, tests.
tests are done, yes, but I don't know if. Well, I would imagine this kind of test would be common for those of
Kosha's
That's-
proclivities.
Kosha and Forsyth's type of favorite activities.
So help me to understand then. This Tosha and her mistress belong to your order.
Miss
Oh.
Tatra, yes, Tatra is part of my order. Yes.
Kosha will reach into another pouch and pull out a pendant and open her hand, and it is the Raven Queen symbol. And she'll show.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my sword,
And kill her.
and I'm going to hand it to Kosha.
She will hesitate to take it.
I'll hand it to her hilt first. I'll say, just take this for a moment and tell me
All right.
what you sense.
She stands there for almost a good minute. Says, I don't sense anything.
Thank you.
What should be expected?
I'm gonna insight her.
Okay.
Nothing in particular.
7. She's telling the absolute
7.
truth. Yeah, no, she's like, I don't sense anything.
I don't have to incite her. She's my friend.
Having
As far
had
as you can tell, she's
experience,
telling the truth.
I've known
Having
her
had it-
longer than I've known them.
experience holding the sword.
A lot longer.
I mean, the sword.
I would say she is becoming a follower of the Raven Queen.
Yeah, because it has a very different reaction for those who do not follow the Raven Queen versus those who do.
Yeah, it'd burn her hands off.
It was very hot.
If you remember the reactions of those of you who were willing to touch it previously,
It just got heavy for me. It didn't burn me. It just got heavy.
It was not
No,
an
but you do
enjoyable
but
experience.
you don't serve the Raven Queen, but you serve one of her allies.
I don't serve any god.
Which makes quite a bit of difference, I believe.
Which, according to Calamity, could be a bad thing. Maybe I should start looking into it.
She will flip it and hand it back towards you.
And I'll take it and make it disappear.
Okay. She's like, that sword is not mine to wield.
No, it is not. But the reaction makes me glad and makes me even less suspicious than I would be otherwise.
So
Which still
let's address the big gorilla in the middle of our camp.
he's
So
pretty
you're here.
short. I don't know what you're talking about.
You did what you came to do. Now we're forced to take your friend that is a girl, into our party and trust her, or does she go? We've got things to do. Frankly, this is taking a long time.
Well,
it is night. We're not going
this is
anywhere.
this is
Going
our camp.
anywhere?
Oh, I thought you said we got a full rest.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
For the
one
first
night.
night.
And then you
Oh,
travel the
this is
whole
the
day.
other night.
Yeah.
My bad. Okay.
This is right basically while we were getting ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I misunderstood.
So, Kosha, were you given any further instructions beyond this test?
Only to visit the town. See if it has a name.
Is it on the map? No,
Does
there's
not
no
have a
towns
name.
on the map.
Um,
No towns down here in any way.
only to visit the town of whose name I'm going to tell you momentarily.
That's a long name
When
for
you
a
remember?
town. Yeah, that's a long name for a town.
Have you
That's
seen that
just
one?
somewhere between here and there.
Seen that town in Wales with the 27 letters or something like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, most
Or
of them are
47. There's
consonant.
one. Yeah,
Wales has some
one town has
crazy
over 40
towns.
letters in its
I've
name.
actually heard it pronounced too, and it's really weird sounding.
Yes.
But most Welsh
does not
words
sound
are.
like what's written there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only to go south and visit the town of Lipgera.
Of what?
Lipgera.
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 Do I
Is
know
that
where
like-
this town is?
Is that like mascara but for lips?
Your lips?
Yeah,
So, like-
something like that.
Lipstick?
Most
Lipgera.
of us call it lip liner.
Lip liner.
Go ahead. Spell it.
Lipgera. Lipgera.
Lipgera.
Lipgera.
Is this a? Do I know where that town is?
You have not heard of that town.
How far along between Farbron and the Foundation Stones are we?
You are approximately. Are you looking at the one in Albert?
No, I've got the map shared.
Oh, okay.
Can
And
you let me into Albert, please?
I sure can once I get into it myself.
Oh, I thought you were.
All right.
I'm
there we go.
sharing the
No, I'm
the
just
other
now
map
opening
in
it.
Discord though.
Okay. You are approximately. You see that grayed out square down there?
Yeah.
You are. Oh well. You are probably about a third of the way to that grayed out square-ish. You're kind of between the two ridges of mountains that you see.
Okay, so we're still
You're-
a few days away.
Yeah, you're a little closer to the second range of mountains, but you're almost halfway between them.
Okay. Kind of figured.
Yeah.
I'll ask her where is this town that you're supposed to go to?
It's another 3 days journey-ish south. Almost to the Foundation Stones.
I was not aware there were villages down here.
There are a few scattered villages. Tatra has been there before. She senses something amiss down there. So
Didn't I get a message like that too?
No, mister,
Yes.
just a miss.
you did.
Well, because that was
You're-
where we were going on the way to it, basically.
Well, hot
We
damn,
knew
I
there was
remember
something down here.
You did. That's, I'm
We knew there was
impressed.
something down here somewhere going wrong.
There's something happening in here.
Yep.
There we go.
Something's happening in
And
here.
while I'm thinking about it,
What it is.
I'm gonna look to Fix and say, "What do you think about the card?" And I'm gonna pull out
I was just gonna ask.
the rogue card.
You pull out
Read
the
my
rogue
mind.
card. When you take a look at the rogue card, and you can pass it around, so you should choose.
I will.
It looks normal, and in her hand is a dagger. On the edge, of which, like on the bottom of the hilt, that's kind of up above her fist a little bit because the dagger's pointing down toward the ground between her
Right.
legs. Up on the hilt a little bit, you do see a small raven.
Does it resemble her?
It does resemble her.
Seeker is so annoyed right now.
And I'll actually point those things out to Fix so that hopefully he'll get it that
So it's okay to stab you, is what you're
yes,
saying.
she's on our side. She never stabbed you.
I did not
That-
stab you, and I returned that which I took.
But you
If
still
I'm-
took it.
If I
Which
may,
is not something we normally do.
I guess not. If I may, I believe what Fix is attributing this to, it's a violation of him. It's akin to being stabbed in the leg. You have violated his privacy and come where you were unbidden without permission. And I believe that's why he's equivalent. making it equivalent to being stabbed in the leg with a dagger. Am I wrong, Fix?
The whole time that Seeker's talking, Fix is like pointing at him like, yeah, what he is saying.
I understand. And for that, I apologize.
I think you should let him stab you in the leg.
I think that might be a bad idea. Just on a hunch.
Well,
Hey,
it
Chuck,
would
can
send the
you-
clip not do that again.
Sorry, what was that, Rob?
It would send a clear message in the future. Should you decide to think of this again, you'll look at the spot on your leg and think better. Just saying.
Well, if that is what you choose, then I will accept that. If it will restore some trust here. I have no intention of harming any of you.
While they're all doing all of this crazy testosterone stuff,
Flex in there.
I'm going to walk a little bit away.
Poor Kosha. Yeah.
Hold on. There's no testosterone.
This
It's
is-
indignation. They are not the same thing.
And I am going to try to infuse again
Okay.
my little tiny construct.
All right. The same one that you got going a little bit, or a different one.
How about the one I did the 26 on last night?
Okay. I forget what I make you roll for that. Was it
Numenera.
Your
No,
arcana.
no.
your Arcana?
Was it my
You said it,
Arcana?
Numenera.
You said Numenera last week.
Okay.
Numenera is what I know what you make me roll when I am restoring them.
Right. And Numenera would make sense for this case too, because you're essentially making one.
And since my Arcana and my Numenera have the same pluses, my Numenera just has advantage.
Yeah. Natural 20?
You got it.
You get that sucker where you can command it to move however you want, minus flying or
Okay.
digging, per se.
I'm gonna command it.
It cannot earth walk or fly, but you can make it walk just about anywhere.
I'm going to command it to walk over to Fix.
All right.
Fix.
It'll probably bump you in the leg while Kosha's standing there waiting for her whatever punishment you feel is necessary.
Fix will look down at the automaton.
Yeah, it's about yay big.
You will recognize it. You've seen them before.
He'll lean down and like extend the palm of his hand out for it to step on.
I'll command it to step on his hand.
It climbs.
That's
He'll pick it up. He'll look at Kosha and he's like, "I don't use daggers." And he kind of like flicks his fingers and casts fireball, but so that it like whizzes right past her face.
You see your eyes get wide there for a second.
And it flies past her and lands on the ground in that. Oh, prairie dog!
And I look over at Fix and say, "You're lucky I trust you."
Why'd you do that?
But then his attention's on the automaton. And he's like, he's pulling out tools and setting them aside and like kind of just poking it, just more the magnifying glass from his tools than anything.
Checking it out. It's a very finely constructed automaton that you can see some adjustments to and whatnot, that you recognize Evangeline's work at this point because you've helped her do some things and whatnot. So you can tell that this is definitely Evangeline if the structure itself didn't give it away. The work does. And she
one
has
thing I
somehow
wanna
managed
do-
to get it to follow commands. Yeah.
At some point, I'm gonna actually pull my sword out briefly and just ask, is Kosha a follower now? Just to confirm more, basically.
You will get a sense of calmness.
Okay.
Vix gets kind of like wide-eyed, and he runs over to the table, grabs his tools, runs over, and pulls out a wrapped up cloth from his bag of holding, and sets it down. It's that flying eye orb thing
From
that
the
we
dungeon.
from the dungeon, and he's going to be examining Evangeline's automaton and the flying mechanisms of the orb that he found to see if he can integrate them somehow.
Put her automaton in
Jeez.
this flying orb.
Or just give
An
the automaton
abomination.
a
When I-
flying ability.
When I see what he's doing, I'm gonna come over and help him investigate it.
All right. The
I'm
two of
pretty
you
excited. My little guy walked and did what I told it to.
between the two of you, you can each roll me an investigation, or one of you can roll me with advantage because you're aiding each other and trying to figure this out. So either way is fine.
You go ahead and do it in advantage.
Don't worry, this is perfectly normal. They do this all the time.
I got a dirty
Okay.
20.
With advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. What does that bring it to?
It's
What is-
a dirty 20.
Oh, it's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
I rolled a
right.
14. I rolled a 14 and a 6. So.
Okay. Okay. All right. With a dirty 20, you start fooling around with it. You notice that the flying orb will need to be worked on, or there are sections of the flying orb that will need to be pulled back, really, in order to expose the inner workings of it, in order to get the thing in which it made it fly.
Vix would start doing so.
All right. So Fix is working on a project.
And before he starts, he'd actually pull out the portable forge in case he needs to hammer or anything that he needs the anvil for.
All right.
Evangeline will still assist.
All right. Kosha will probably, as you guys settle in around the fire and whatnot, Kosha will stay with you guys. Probably kneel for at least the evening to meditate and make herself as inconspicuous as possible.
Well, she's not going to be too inconspicuous because I'm going to go talk to her.
No, okay.
I'm not going to interrogate. I'm going to just ask her questions, see what she
Interview.
understands.
Why are you
So
interrogating my
far-
friend?
No, you're interviewing her. It's not an interrogation.
Well, it's more of a, see where she's at in her studies, and anything I can further about them, I will.
Hmm.
It's a Raven Queen get to know you meeting.
Yeah,
So
basically.
Raven Queen, get to know you.
Raven
Tea-belly
Queen rave.
exercise.
They already had their icebreaker. Now they have to tell each other something about themselves the other one didn't know yet.
It's a
And then they
Raven
have
rave.
to, and then they have to do a craft.
Oh yeah, can't go on without that.
No crafts. No crafts in
Right.
D&D. I forbid it.
They're crafting.
Okay.
There is
Not for
crafting, yeah.
Kosha. There
I
is
thought that's
crafting.
what Fix and I were doing.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
you-
what they're
you guys
doing.
are
They're doing all the crafting.
Okay.
We'll just watch them craft instead of
All
doing
right.
any ourselves.
She's willing to sit there. She will answer your questions to the best of her ability. She is young. And new. She
Right.
doesn't know a whole lot. She knows that she has a skill set that Tatra's pretty much taken her in to I almost, for lack of better terms, to be her lapdog in essence, to go and do what Tatra feels needs to be done based on the visions that she sees. Kosha says, I don't, it's all riddles to me, but she just says, go here, do this.
It's riddles to most, even those of us who have known Tatra for decades.
So it doesn't
But-
get any better.
Well, it doesn't get any worse.
Okay. I'll
It
accept
does
that.
get more interesting.
Been interesting so far. It's not a quiet ride.
Oh, certainly never is. And I'll probably just sit there and talk with her for a while and until it's time to sleep.
Seeker, Forsyth, anything you're doing this evening before you sleep or take watch or whatever?
I am just sitting there wondering why my friend is being grilled.
She doesn't seem uncomfortable about it. I'll put it that way.
Right.
She might be getting
But I
grilled,
will-
but she's not
I
uncomfortable
will be
about it.
nearby, just in case she needs a friend.
All right. She will probably, at some point, she'll probably talk to you. Are you doing same watches?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Kosha can take the middle one with him.
All right. Joe, if you were saying something to us, you were muted.
You weren't
Chuck
sure.
answered.
Oh, okay.
So she's taking the middle watch. Okay.
Okay. First watch, roll me perception, Seeker, and Evangeline. Probably Seeker with advantage.
Yep.
22.
22. You see that camp is quiet. Kosha is sleeping. She's
Is
not
she?
up to she is not up to mischievous things, or at least she's not moving anywhere, so she appears to be sleeping. You're kind of watching out. You do see a couple of things move upon the horizon of the next mountains as you watch the moon rise and whatnot. You can kind of see on the horizon of the southern mountains, because you're kind of between two mountain ridges. On the southern side, you do see some movement up along the ridges, and then it kind of just disappears. Nothing close to you, but you do clock that there's something in the mountains over there.
I'll point it out to Evangeline, but don't really do anything about it
All right.
because it's so far away.
It is a good distance. Probably at least 16 hours. You'd probably hit those mountains as it was getting dusk at the end of the day. So you wake up Forsyth and Kosha. Forsyth, do you want to roll with advantage, or do you want to?
Yeah,
have
because
Kosha roll?
I'm actually going to take the cave bear form for the simple reason that Kosha has already seen it,
Okay.
but I still get a smell advantage on that.
Nice.
I also
All
tell
right.
them about what I saw the night before to keep an eye out if it gets any closer.
Will do, she says.
Okay, how about a 24?
Nice.
And a 21 without it. Or 20 without it, yeah.
A 20 without it. I have to pull up my character. I have to pull up Kosha. Looking around, you don't see anything. Your sniffer is not really picking up anything. Everything seems to be looking pretty normal. Nothing's
Quiet night.
bothering you. Quiet night. Jeez, what the- Okay. Kosha will, about halfway through the watch, she will kind of point out, because you're using your sniffer more than your eyesight, she will point out what she sees along the ridge. She sees a little bit of that movement that Seeker was talking about. She's like, yeah, there's definitely movement over there. I don't know what's going on.
Well, being I can't actually not speak, I'll just
Right?
nod and go on because chances are it's just livestock of some sort.
Could be.
Are those mountains to the south of us? Where we
Yes.
saw the movement? So
Yeah.
in the direction we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. So it's like it's just good to keep an eye out when we head down that way. Basically, that there is definitely something moving around in the mountains.
Right.
And she will wake up Kadeth. She's a little afraid to wake up Fix.
Fix probably wakes up on his own anyways.
Well,
He
she
does.
would also know Kadeth in the
Yeah,
same
she
way
also
I
is.
knew him.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
I'm
She has
I'm
had
sure I ran
I've
into her
arrested
more than
her.
once.
probably somebody from the order probably has at some point or another. So you wake up Kadeth. Kadeth, you probably, well, Fix is already awake most likely. Fix, you'll see Kosha wake up Kadeth. She will inform you that Seeker saw it too, and she spotted it. There's definitely movements in the mountains to the south. You can only catch it every so often when they hit the ridge, but being that the direction which there is travel is to the south, then just good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Most non predatory and non scavenger animals would be asleep right now.
This is true.
So we may want to be a bit extra vigilant.
Yeah. He'll look at Kosha and says, I guess, what's that?
Do we make it through the night?
We
We're
haven't
on
rolled.
third watch.
Yeah, we're on third watch.
Oh, I thought there was. Okay, sorry.
No. He kind of looks at Kosha and he's like, I guess I don't get to forge tonight. He was planning on forging just to keep her awake.
Which might have woken the rest
Evil.
of the crowd
Evil.
up too.
People get ready. There's a brain of frying.
Yeah, it would probably be best not to forge. Although we might be far enough away that it won't draw their attention. But then, why risk
The
it?
sound of metal on metal travels.
Yes, it does.
Especially in a cold area.
She will say, see you in the morning. And she will lay down and go to sleep. It is third watch. Roll me perceptions. Or one of you with advantage, either way.
Go ahead and take the
Go ahead.
advantage. Or
You
wait,
sure?
you're at +1, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'll do it then.
Yeah, you can do it.
Oh, nat 20 for 24.
Nice. Toward the end of your watch, as the sun is starting to rise, you also see that movement on the ridge. Being how far the mountains are, and they're moving along the ridge. They're going to be, they're not medium-sized creatures. They're going to be larger than medium-sized creatures. They're larger than you guys,
Would you say giant?
quite possibly.
I would point that out to Kadath. And I would like if he questions it or seems like at all questioning of it, he'll like pull out his paper and everything. He'll draw like the silhouette at a distance and then at a zoomed in face.
Oh, I didn't question it. But do I know of any types of giants that are found down here?
You've heard of giants in the beyond.
Yeah.
You do know that a lot of giants stick to mountains.
Right.
You are in colder regions, and it's just going to keep getting colder the further south you get. There's a good chance that there might be some frost giants down there.
And also keep in
That's
mind
cool.
that those creatures we fought were not native to this area, so who knows what's going on.
How much do I know about whether getting around these mountains is feasible or not?
There's a chance you could probably go around the mountains, but you'd be adding several days. According to your map, that it spans a pretty good distance east to west.
So the map that we're looking at, which is south of Farbron or Sadara River, that
Mhm.
ridge line, that's mountains, that's not hills, that's actually mountains.
Well, they're
Okay.
actually larger hills. They're not mountains like the Black Riage, but
Okay,
they do take on mountain-esque qualities.
got it. Just trying to be sure. Okay.
Yeah. They're not as big as the Black Riage, though.
They're more like Appalachian Mountains as opposed to Rocky Mountains.
Yeah,
The
kind of.
cold ones. Well, we may just have to attempt to sneak past these giants
That's easy enough.
for some.
Yeah, I'm not very sneaky. I mean, I can try, but don't blame me when it goes wrong.
We may be able to find ways to get around them, or there is the chance, however slim, that I can talk to them and talk our way into getting passage. I do speak giant.
Why would they let us through?
We'll probably need to offer them something. So
I
if
vote
we
for the girl.
see
I-
if we
yes,
see
great.
any large animals nearby, maybe we could hunt a few and take them up to them.
What knowledge base with giants do you derive from? History,
What?
nature?
I got history.
History. You could probably roll history. Yeah.
Curious if I know anything about them. 12.
12. Yep, there be giants in them there hills.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even awake yet. I'm sorry. This is the third watch, right? I'm so sorry.
Oh, it was
I
toward the end
mean,
of the third watch.
it's
so
toward
probably,
the end of the watch, so people
probably
are
would have
waking
done
up
most
and
of this
whatnot.
by the time once you guys are awake, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, once Seeker is up, he's going airborne really high. You know, I want to see
Okay.
if a different vantage point I can see something that I
Fine.
couldn't
Okay.
see.
Would I have read anything about them?
You can roll me history, but there's a chance that you might not have.
That would be.
In other words, your
25.
DC. Okay, well, I was gonna say, in other words, your DC will be higher.
I rolled a history and got a 24.
Okay, you probably know the most about them, honestly, being
If-
near the Black Riage yourself.
if Fix had been raised dwarven, I would say he may know more. I don't know that he would, given his upbringing.
No,
Your
not a whole lot.
mercantile background.
What's that, Rob?
Your mercantile background.
Yep.
And the trade being like daggers and secrets instead of like silken linings and such.
All right. What you know, Seeker, is that there are all kinds of giants that comes in all kinds of
Flavors.
varieties. Yeah,
So
all kinds of flavors.
Cross. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all just kind of dependent on where they grew up in and what kind of tribes they're from and things like that. You know,
There's no
they're
space,
definitely attuned to their climate. Do what?
There's no space or gap in their groupings that I can see from my airborne position.
From your position. Oh yeah, that's right. You went airborne.
I thought that's what you were telling me. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I was thinking history check for you. From your position, what you can tell from where you're at, you can see a group of them kind of more toward the northwest. Nope, I lied. Southeast. Because southern is colder. Southeast, you do see kind of a group of them. There does seem to be some kind of encampment, maybe a temporary, possibly permanent location for like their tribe or something of that nature. You do see a group of them there. And from there, you can see that there is a few trails that lead from that encampment, one of them going along the ridge. So you're figuring kind of follow that ridge a little bit.
Stay away from them.
Yeah. So you can see that there is definitely a trail that's along the ridge that they travel probably frequently because it is a good vantage point.
Okay. I'll get like half a mile closer, but like increasing my elevation. I want to see if I can see a path through that can get us safely through.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for, like a pass or something.
All right. As you are looking for that, you will see that there is a passage. Let's see, from where you're at, there is a passage to the southeast. It runs dangerously close to the encampment, but you don't have to climb a mountain. Or, which is only like, it'll take you a day to go around the mountains, whereas it's actually, you're close enough that it'd probably take you just as long to go around it through that passage as it would to go over it. But it does get you pretty close to the encampment. The only other passage that you see is up to the northeast. Northeast. I was right. And it would take you a day just to get there, a day to come back around. It would definitely double the time that it would to just go over the mountain, if not triple the
share
time.
that with the group and let them make a decision.
Kadeth,
Yeah.
with your history, you know there's several types of giants. You know that because, you've been in the Black Riage. Things that Erwin has shared with you and told you because he's traveled over the Black Riage and into the beyond on occasion. You know that there's all kinds of different giants. The most common of which is the stone giant, the hill giant, and the frost giant.
Right.
The other three are not seen as often. And you know that the stone giant stays mostly, there's a lot of stone giant camps on the eastern side of the Black Riage. They don't come into the Steadfast very often at all. Often when they do, it's to pillage and plunder.
Right.
The hill giants, they lumber about in various places. They stick to the hills for the most part, but they're less worrisome for the most part. And then the frost giants, of course, stick to cooler climates, mostly in the mountains. But they can be found just about anywhere in cooler climates, really. They don't do well in the warmer climates. They use that to their advantage. Erwin has told you that they will use that to their advantage. And oftentimes just let their own prey become exhausted in the cold before they just attack.
So
Most giants do attack on sight. They don't usually ask questions.
right.
Yeah.
But do I have any idea what I might be able to do to get them to talk first? Or
Erwin does not know.
offering
Erwin-
I might make.
Yeah, Erwin's never shared anything like that. They are predators. They usually attack for hunting, for survival. And if you're near them, they'll attack for protection. Because, well, the Steadfast, most people from the Steadfast would kill a giant on sight. They won't ask
Right.
questions either. So that was to the best of your upbringing and what Erwin has shared with you, is that they will typically attack on sight, either because A, they're hunting and they see you as prey, or B, they will defend because most people attack them first anyway. So, and they
Okay.
stick to their own kind quite a bit.
Right. So if we can find a path around them, that might be the best bet.
That's why I share the information from the reconnoiter.
Yeah.
Evangeline, you recall most of the same thing in your readings from that as well. There's not been much dealings with. You have read about fire giants and storm giants and cloud giants, but there's at this point, it just seems like myth. The most common ones that are run across are the three that Kadeth knows about.
So which path are we going, gentlemen and ladies? We don't need to camp another night. It's 2 nights of full rest, so we need to get a move on.
Yep.
Yep.
Sooner we can be beyond these mountains, the better.
Well, do we have a way to make the less stealthy more stealthy?
If we were in a party with a higher level druid, yes. But we're not.
Yes,
I do
yes,
believe
we
that
do.
Forsyth can utilize such an ability.
Yes. Pass without trace.
No, I was talking about the higher one, the one that can do.
It's only an
That's right.
hour though.
Yeah, we're gonna need more than. Well, when we get close to the encampment, that's when it's gonna be most important.
Well, I can actually do it 6
Twice.
times.
Well,
2/3,
it's up to you.
6 hours
three
worth.
second level and 3/3 level.
It
But I
all
wouldn't have
depends
any
on how many
spells.
boulders you want to catch with your face.
I don't want to catch any boulders.
Neither do I. That was sarcasm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if the path to the southwest keeps us from having to go up over the ridge, at least we'll be out of sight.
It does. Shall we?
Yes, let's go.
Yes. Let's do that.
All right. You guys head toward the west, southwest from where you're at to kind of hit the path, maybe at an angle. And
I will wait till we're really near before I cast the pass
Alright.
without trace. Because
So
You
if it
get
only
makes
lasts
sense.
an hour, wait till we're like up into the mountain.
Right.
you get to about where you see what Seeker was talking about, where that path is opened up to kind of cut between the mountains. It's almost a valley between mountain edges, and it's a little precarious. If you get caught down in there, you don't have much place to hide or run. But you are out of sight. You don't see anything right offhand, and you're gonna get ready to go through that passage. But we are gonna take a break right here because I need a bio break.
Okay.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I need one.
If you've
Too
read
much
read
soda.
the general
Yeah.
I
thread.
kept hearing ding, but I haven't clicked over to it yet.
All right. Well,
think
then
several
we will
of
be
us-
back.
5.
All right, and we're back. I will mute myself,
Okay.
and I'll be back in, like I said, 5-10 minutes or so.
Sounds like a plan. All right. For those of you watching, we're not quite all back yet, as you can see. But yeah, we'll be ready to start here in a little bit. Oh my goodness.
What?
We got to get this break down, man. We can't spend
You
10
guys-
minutes on a break.
Do you know that we're streaming right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Apparently my mic is dog shit.
Well, the other mic was definitely better than whatever you're using right now.
Yeah,
At least it is
that
to
one
me.
that one broke.
Oh
You mean the
no.
one I just had it on?
Yeah, the one you had on earlier. Tonight.
No, it's been this one all night. It just deteriorated for some reason.
Wow. Okay,
I
yeah,
can-
there's
I can
something's
hear
changed
you.
on it.
I can hear him better now.
Oh, well, I can't. What's wrong with Okay. Well, if Rhonda can hear you better, then we'll just go with it because, quite frankly.
I'm half deaf.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna have to get a new headset microphone thing, that's all.
Oh man.
I don't have my
Right.
Surface here, otherwise it'd be perfect, but I don't have that with me. If that works.
Yeah. Yep.
We need to set a time for our break.
I know, that's what I said. I was like, 5 minutes. Come on, guys. We can go to the
5
bathroom in
minutes
5
is not
minutes.
long enough for me to go all the way to the bathroom and fill my water cup.
It is for me. Well, that's not true. I didn't go and fill my water cup. I have my water right here. I have the rest of my soda right here, but I could drink the rest of my soda. Then I'll probably have to go to the bathroom again in 10 minutes.
And your bathroom's just around your desk and straight across the hall.
That's if I use, yeah, but I don't. I go to the master bath.
Oh.
Why use Ian's bathroom when I don't have to?
Because it's
I'm not
closer.
in the bathroom, I get that.
I mean, if I go to the bathroom and then I need something that I would have in my bathroom that Ian doesn't have in his bathroom, then I'm in trouble.
I have everything I need in both bathrooms.
You keep stuff that you might need in the boys' bathroom?
What do I need that they don't already have? Remember,
True.
I'm old.
True. True. That is true. We are all already live, just so you know. We're just waiting for the death. just so you know, we are live.
We're entertaining any listeners that we have right now with our witty covert conversation.
Are you
Not
gonna say
so
a name,
covert.
Chatter?
Mhm.
Where's Chuck?
I know he went to the bathroom, but I think he's also going to take some medicine because his allergies started acting up in like the last 10 minutes.
Is he allergic to you?
I feel
It's entirely possible. Rhonda's getting over her allergies to me. Dice?
I started my little jar of mini dice. 'Cause they get
You
lost.
are bad. I mean, you've always kind of been bad, but I totally encourage that with the, the Dice Geek or whatever. I can't remember what we use, Critical Dice or something like that.
If I put them in here, they get lost.
Well, yeah.
They're too tiny. Well, at least I'm not totally selfish. I did give Rick a set of dice this afternoon.
It's good to share. I mean, that's more than what I've shared with Chuck. Chuck don't get my dice. Of course, I don't think anybody wants my dice.
Chuck probably hasn't bought you as many dice as Rick has bought me.
That's true. He bought me a year's worth.
I'm back.
Hey, he's back.
Sorry.
My new favorite thing is to go to put a plug in for all of those Southwestern Ohio watchers. I put a plug in for Epic Loot, which is where I've been getting all of my dice.
Hey, I've gotten a few of my dice there too.
Mhm.
Did you tell them you're advertising for them?
No.
Support the-
I-
oh, cool.
Support your local game shops, guys. Support your local game shops. I'll put a plug out for all local game shops.
I do make
All right.
general regular trips to Second and Charles as well.
So, you are coming up to the passage. Joe is not with us yet. And I'm getting an echo from you, Rob. I think it's because it's no longer in your headphones.
I
Yeah.
just can't win. Hold on.
Don't worry. As soon as we figure out your technical issues, Rhonda will start having issues again.
Is the echo gone now?
Yes.
That's the reason I wear my headphones on Tuesday night, but I don't have to on Sunday. For whatever reason, my speakers echo, but only on Tuesday.
But only on Tuesday. They
Yeah,
don't
hard
echo
to
on
tell.
Sunday. So weird. All right. So we're reaching that edge of the pass. I realize that we are missing Fix right now. He will be back shortly, probably sooner rather than later at this point, because we waited for a little while. So once we reach that pass, are you going to begin that pass without a trace at that point?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So everybody needs to roll me a stealth check.
With advantage.
And I'm going to get
Pat-
the
Pass without a trace is not advantage. It is a plus 10.
Plus,
So if you have advantage from something else, then that's fine. But
nope,
it's a
I have
plus 10.
disadvantage.
That 20, so that's a 32.
But my
Nice.
disadvantage worked out in this case. So I got a 26.
31.
All right.
I rolled a
27.
nat 20.
Dang. And you
Where's
got a
what you're rolling
36
lately,
here?
Rhonda?
Do what?
26.
You got a
26.
26?
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 16 and an 18. My dice are rolling like they did on Saturday.
Okay.
When you're supposed to roll low.
Well, we'll get. Oh shoot, Fix is at a
I-
disadvantage too, isn't
Remember
he?
those 3 rolls in a row? 3 rolls in a row where one of these dice rolled a 19, the other one rolled a 20. 3 rolls in a row, those same exact dice rolled the same exact thing. And it was the same number on each die, each time.
That's pretty crazy.
The
They
statistics
were
of that is
comfortable with it.
the
Very.
possibility of that happening is like ridiculous.
There's a disturbance in the force.
There was indeed.
Yeah. I was kind
Uh,
of disturbed myself.
Disturbance in the farce.
In the farce. All right. So, everybody's gotten above a 20 so far. You kind of look around, and as you see Kosha walk, you can't even really tell that she's touching the ground. She rolled a 36.
Joe, we're doing stealth with plus 10.
Plus 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass it out, Trace.
But I'm
Okay.
actually on my broom so that I really don't make any noise.
I'm going to
You're gonna
get
hover.
I'm gonna get detect magic going and basically keep renewing it every 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I need to check something.
Casting as quietly as I can.
All right. I lied. She got a 38.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I don't get to use this very often, but I'm going to restore balance on myself so
Okay.
that I don't have to roll with disadvantage.
Very nice.
Nice.
Wish I had that ability.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't give me any more pluses of my +0, but it just means I don't have to roll at disadvantage.
Which is an advantage in
Yeah.
a way.
In a way.
28.
28. That's with the +10.
Yes.
Well,
I
obviously,
couldn't
you're
get
20.
yeah,
You couldn't do it otherwise.
exactly.
All right. You guys move through this passage very quietly.
We're hunting rabbits.
You're hunting rabbits.
You
Oh
have to be
man,
very
I need to
quiet.
get into a battle. Okay. I seriously need to battle. I'm rolling high tonight. Ridiculous.
Let's
Not
avoid
that we
fights at
don't
all
want
costs.
one. It's just we want the right one.
You want my dice not to be rolling high when we decide to get into battle.
You know what?
Perception.
They're just getting prepped for 2d20 the next time we play, so they
Yeah,
can stop
yeah.
that now.
Joe, you walked in late, but Saturday,
Mhm.
3 rolls in a row. We were playing 2d20. My white die rolled a 19. My blue die rolled a 20.
Nice.
3 rolls in a row. It was exactly that.
Oof.
Yeah,
It was
he
ridiculous.
was trying to kill us. So as you're walking through, you will spot up on either ridge. You will spot 2 very large creatures, humanoids. Let me see, what is their actual size? I think they are just, oh no, they're huge. They're not large, they're huge. Frost giants. They seem to be looking at each other. They don't seem to have noticed you. Their stealth wasn't great. Their perception was better, but their stealth wasn't great. They seem to be looking at each other across the way, as if they're communicating in some manner, hand gesturing. They're not saying anything. But they don't seem to have noticed you. If they have, they're not taking action right away.
I suggest we keep on.
We keep
Actually, I
on
suggest
keeping
we
on.
stay still. Don't do anything. But there's nowhere to hide.
Not really. There are some rocky crags and things like that that might block your vision from one of them, but probably not both.
Well, it's not like we can just stand still and wait for them to turn around.
Yeah, it behooves us to keep moving.
Yeah,
Quietly.
that's better.
All right, you continue to pass on through the pass, and as you go on, you will hear the 2 giants move about. You hear some rocks and stuff slide. They seem to be changing location. To the best of your knowledge from what you hear going on behind you.
I speak into my little Secret Service earbud thing. Should I just fireball them, Kadath?
If we can get out of here without being noticed, that would be better.
Mm-mm. Okay.
But be ready to do that if they somehow do notice us.
Are you talking just to Kadath?
No, it's not a directional thing. It's like it's like an earwig. Yeah, it goes across to everybody.
I'll tell
It's
you
an
what.
open channel.
Now that's all get topic here. You stay here, and then you do the fireball thing. So you'll all still like,
After we're out of the mountains, you can come back and do that all you want.
Just in case, I'm preparing to cast invisibility.
Okay. All right. You sneak on through. As you kind of glance behind you, you no longer see them on the ridges.
That's the best place to not see them. It's wherever we are.
as long as the ground's not rumbling like somebody's running down it, let's just keep going.
Nope. The
Yep.
ground seems to be quiet.
And keep on keeping on.
All right. You keep on keeping on. You get through the passage. You get to the southern side of the mountains. You move some distance away before you decide to say coast is clear. Keeping an eye behind you, you don't see that they are following you. You guys rolled crazy high stealth. So you get on past through, and as the night begins to fall, because it was late when you were kind of going through there, as the night begins to fall, you find yourself a spot to camp. Do you want to keep it cold or make it hot?
I'm fine with it
Some
being
like
cold,
it
but
hot,
it's not my
some like it
decision.
cold.
Yeah,
I'm okay
cold,
with
Yeah.
cold
doing
is fine
cold.
for this night.
Cold
Okay.
is smarter.
All right. You do a cold camp. You bundle up good.
No, I just have on the t-shirt.
Okay. Seeker likes the cold. And Seeker and Cadet, they like the cold.
Yeah.
Finally feels comfortable around here.
Yeah.
I was born to it. He merely
You may have it. It's all yours.
So you make camp. Kosha wraps up pretty good in her cloak, and you sleep through it. Go ahead and give me perceptions. All of you can go ahead and just. Actually, no. Seeker, go ahead and roll me with advantage. Forsyth, you're probably going to do some kind of animal. Give me an advantage. Perception
Yeah, I'm
roll.
going to do a cave bear because they're used to the cold.
When's he
You'll be
full?
comfortable. Good. And Fix, you roll with advantage. I'm assuming you're going to just keep the same watches and not switch it up.
Yeah.
If you
one.
want to switch it up, just tell me.
same is
21.
fine.
Nice.
Uh, 21 as well with advantage.
All right. All right. You look around. Throughout your watch, you do see a little bit of movement on the ridges of the mountains. All of you do, while you're keeping watch. But nothing seems to be coming your way. It seems you managed to sneak right up underneath their noses, basically. So it's pretty safe night. As the night continues onward, you do find yourselves dreaming. As you dream, each of you dream about slightly different things. Evangeline, you start dreaming about your constructs. You start imagining your various constructs, and even Buck or Bucky, whatever his name is. Bucky? I don't know. I have Bucky in my head. So
Buck Lee, L-E-Y.
Buck Lee. Okay, Buck Lee. And Buckley, you start dreaming about Buckley and seeing various locations that you can improve upon him, that now that you've learned more with your tiny constructs, some of which you can kind of touch up Buckley a little bit more. And things start to, okay, I can adjust some things here. Let me fine tune him a little bit. Forsyth,
See?
you dream about all creatures great and small. you find enjoyment in you feel yourself kind of just running around with various creatures in the forests and in the Arctic and whatnot. And yeah, because you don't actually, oh wait, no, because you're a moon druid. So yeah, you find you're dreaming about passing through with all those creatures. Kadeth, you dream of being taken in underneath the Raven Queen's cloak, and shown the tapestry that you walked through. And she clears up the silhouetted image in the background, and you do see yourself. You have the sword. You can see yourself pulling up the sword and getting ready to brandish it, basically. Seeker, you dream back about the knowledge that you gained during your vision walk, for lack of better terms. Although it was more than a vision, you were physically gone from this world for a time. And you kind of dream back at that, and you start dreaming of yourself in an arena, using the martial prowess that you have gleaned from that. Vix, you dream of a workshop. In it is the metal that you have put together, and you see a workbench before you. You begin to work on that metal. You see plans for how to create that circlet in your dreams. And as you begin to work, you kind of feel guided. You feel like somebody is kind of taking your hands and guiding you through those motions to make that circlet. As you all wake up, you feel refreshed. You got a nice long rest. If you've used your inspiration for one of these rolls, get it back. And you can go up to level 7. I know I'm doing this in the middle of tonight's game, but you could go up to level 7. I usually make you guys wait and just take care of your characters during the week. I mean, if you don't want to go to level 7, you are welcome to not to, but...
But it might be helpful.
Right? You guys avoided them frost giants like nobody's business.
That was going to be a tough encounter had we not.
Yeah.
I'm really glad I rolled a 20. Because I thought I was going to be the Achilles heel for that with my +2.
I'm going to write on here. Let's see. Give me a good color.
Oh, that was the easiest level up I've ever done.
Yeah, 7's not a big level for most classes, so it does make it a little easier.
It's
So it might take me a minute, but you can move on.
Of course, unless you're multi-classing, in which case sometimes, depending on which class you're pulling up.
Yeah,
I am multi-class, but it was still pretty simple.
yeah. This is Fix's 6th level in Sorcerer, so it'll take me a moment.
Yeah, this is my 6th level in Artificer. Just so you know, my proficiency is now doubled on my tool proficiency.
Question.
Yes.
Stone skin.
Stone skin. Yes.
Would that translate into a wild shape?
I
But
don't.
I can still concentrate.
No,
Oh,
because
wait,
it's on
'cause you
your
can
skin.
concent-
You do your skin, and then you morph into the animal. You don't do the animal's skin.
Okay. That makes sense because later on you can cast spells in wild shape, which you can then
Right.
wild shape and then cast it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
Polymorph would be interesting.
many a battle has been foiled because of polymorph.
Right. Well, then I could do birds earlier than normal, but
Well, that is true. You could polymorph yourself into a bird. Blah, 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 blah.
and then drop on them as an elephant.
Just don't take so much falling damage that all of the spillover damage kills you.
Yeah.
Speaking of spillover damage, I have never seen anybody play a druid so badly as Marissa Reyes in season 1 of Critical Role. Oh my god. That girl did some stupid shit.
I haven't watched
She
that
does.
in a while.
understand. You don't get it. If she
Well,
would
part
just read a little bit, she'd be so much more effective. I'm assuming she gets better. I
Well,
don't know.
Well, yes and no. Part of it's her character. The Keyleth was supposed to be young and naive. Like she didn't get the world per se. So she does get better because her character grows, but yeah.
She gets pretty damn good in the
So
third
in
campaign.
season 2, do they go to new characters or do they stay where they're at?
No,
No,
they do new
characters.
characters each campaign. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Second campaign, they all played something totally different, and third campaign, something even more different. So
I'm on episode 103 of season 1, so
gotcha.
I can't believe I watched that many episodes, but alright.
Yeah, it's like 115 or 100 and
Something like
One.
that. Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, no.
I have to go with this.
Well, I mean, you could wait for the animated stuff. I mean, they've done 2 seasons so far, and it's pretty much their campaign. It's just in a shortened format.
Yeah.
You can you can watch the animation.
That
They're
one's
working on
too much
season
fun to
3.
not have. And to being a druid, I can get rid of things I don't want anymore.
Yes, you can. You can replace some spells.
Definitely will keep that pass without trace, though. That's come in handy.
Mhm. It has indeed. All right. Did you figure out your sorcerer stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The only thing that I had to really think on was my ability when I level to replace clockwork spells with other, pretty much any spell of certain types. So yeah, that's all that took me to think on.
Alrighty. Is Evangeline ready to go? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because you looked like you were still concentrating.
Nope, I'm just still reading. There's a lot. Every time I go up on the level of Artificer, I have to read about it because I don't know nothing about them.
One other question, Jody.
Yep.
Enhanceability.
Yes.
Does that translate?
No. because, well, I will say yes for the mental stats, no for the physical stats. Because when you wild
Cat's Grace
shape,
is not
no, Cat's Grace would not go. Because when you
Bummer.
change into wild shape, you keep your druid mental stats, but you take on the physical
Right.
stats of the creature.
Okay, so Fox's cunning would work, but
Right.
Yes.
Or what's the other one? Eagle's Splendor
Owl,
or
yeah,
Owl's
Eagle's
Wisdom?
Splendor and Owl's Wisdom.
Owl's
yeah.
wisdom. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take Kadeth. Are you good?
I'm working on mine, but go ahead and move on.
Okay.
I'm
All
figuring
right.
out my invocation that I'm taking this level.
Okay.
And then I got to
That's
figure
your-
out a spell, and so I might be a minute. So unless we run
I'll
into
time you.
something where it's going to matter, just go ahead and move on.
Okay. Well, you might, but you move forward. All right. You get another night's rest. So if you haven't done your long rest on there, you should. I think only a couple of spells were used. So you move onward to the south. Fast tracking just a little bit because you're not going to run into anything really in the plains, moving away from the mountains, away from the giants. You get down to continuously getting colder. You get down to basically where the box is, or just south of the box. And you do run into a small village.
Is that your village? Asking the girl that's with us. I can't remember her name. So.
Kosha.
What's
Kosha
she
will, yeah, Kosha will